Hello, welcome back to the channel. This week's vlog is a food road trip in the west coast of Scotland. If you're a foodie, you're going to love this one. We start visiting Ocho on Loch Fyne at Inverary with probably some of the most beautiful plates of food that I've ever set my eyes on. That was incredible. We also then headed round to La Vista at Loch Lomond at the world famous Cameron House. And what an experience that was. The whole place is just absolute luxury, completely beautiful, and we got blessed with some really good weather. I'm also going to squeeze in a cold water swim there as well. I always have to if I get the opportunity, and it was great to get a swim in Loch Lomond. And then finally, I'm going to end it at my uncle's place, the Boatshed in Loch Goil. Probably the most famous cafe on Scottish social media at the moment, and easy to see why with its views right on the water. Nice and cosy wee spot. It's beautiful no matter what weather you get it in. If it's nice and sunny, you're by the water and you can see the blue skies. If it's cold and windy, you can wrap up on the decking and be nice and cosy. So particularly coming into winter, I think that's going to be really busy. Hope you enjoyed this one. I absolutely loved it. Let's see what I got up to. We started our weekend at Ocho in Inverary, which overlooks Loch Fyne. The restaurant is bright and airy with a relaxed feel about it. We got a table at the window looking out across Loch Fyne. We started with a warm bread basket and seasoned butter. The bread arrives in an insulated bag to keep it warm. I started with a fried whitebait served with lemon and garlic meal. We also had the red pepper hummus with broccoli, harissa, kale crisps and avocado mousse. This was absolutely bursting with flavour. I got the sea bass for the specials menu served with caper mash, roast broccoli, olive tapenade and a garlic infused olive oil. This was my favourite dish. My partner got the breaded chicken fillets with red pepper remoulade and chorizo jam and pickled shallot. She said that she couldn't have believed that chicken fillets could taste so good, and these were her favourite dish. For dessert, my partner went for the Bass cheesecake, which I've never had before, but it was great. I had the Millionaire shortbread, and this was the best one that I've ever had. That food was incredible. So glad we finally got to visit, and I'm always a wee bit weary when you go to places like this and the dishes look so good. That probably sounds stupid, but I'm always worried that it's trying to be too Instagrammable, just make a nice photo and the food isn't up to it, but it was the complete opposite. The food was incredible, so I'll definitely be getting back to Ocho, and you should too if you're in the area. Even if you're not in the area, the drive up across Loch Lomond and Loch Fyne to get here is worth it, especially if you get a day like this. And it's good to see Inverary Pier partially open as well. Half of it's still closed. This was one of my favourite fishing haunts when I was a wee guy coming up for the mackerel. That part's still closed, but it's good to see this part all back open and people enjoying it as well. So a very strong start to this foodie weekend, and it's going to really be hard to beat that, to be honest with you. So the other two places we're going to are up against it now. I look forward to seeing how they get on. Also forgot to say as well, the beauty of Ocho, again, and getting nice food in there, is right next door is one of my favourite places to go, even especially on a summer's day. The George Hotel Beer Garden. Ocho's right there, the beer garden's right here. What a place to be in a day like this. So be rude not to go in while I'm here already. I'm not actually eating there today, but since I'm passing by and it is a foodie weekend in the west coast, Samphire in Inverary is incredible as well, so well worth a visit if you're in the area. So that's us finished for Inverary for here, and it's on to the next one. We're heading down to Loch Lomond and Cameron House. I am buzzing for this. Cameron House is one of those places in Scotland that's just known as one of the most luxurious places that you can go to. Had a major refurb a couple of years ago. I am very excited, so let's see what that's like. Cameron House Resort sits on well kept grounds on the banks of Loch Lomond, and it's made up of the hotel, lodges, a marina, a leisure complex, restaurants and a spa. There's even a seaplane that you can take trips on. It's an incredible place at any time of year, but we got lucky visiting one of the hottest weekends of the year, and the place had a great atmosphere with people out enjoying Loch Lomond. So we've taken the drive down for Inverary, down Loch Fyne, Loch Long, and arrived here at Loch Lomond to Cameron House. And again, we couldn't have picked a better day to do this, but this is Cameron House here. Pretty spectacular, and as I said before, Cameron House is just one of the places that if you mention it, you know that it's luxury. So I'm really excited to see this when we go in here and we go to the restaurant. get some food, and I think we'll stay by and get some drinks and stuff. Just as I was walking up earlier to get a wee look, a guy in a Ferrari passed by, and I think I seen him enviously looking at my camper van. I know what one I'd rather have. It isn't a Ferrari, believe it or not. So aye, this should be good. Very, very excited. I'm going to feel like an absolute plonker with my GoPro filming about here. But I'm going to take you with me and show you what it's like. La Vista is just a short walk past the main hotel entrance at the marina. As you would expect, everything's immaculate and the restaurant is beautiful both inside and out. I started with the seafood pasta. I eat a lot of seafood, so I can be hard to please, but this was cooked perfectly and tasted delicious. My partner went for the beef cheek and short rib ragu with beef dip and pingrato, which she said is the best pasta that she's ever had. Next I had the braised short rib with polenta, gremolata and red wine. This was my favourite dish of the day, and the beef fell apart, it was so tender. The soft shell crab with hot sauce and creme fraiche was light, crunchy and bursting with flavour. My partner got the porchetta with cacio e pepe, whipped potato and a rich jus. It doesn't look like much on the plate, but this was fantastic. For dessert we went for the tiramisu, and I went for the vanilla gelato encased in chocolate and hazelnut shell. These were the perfect end to an incredible meal. Wow, what an evening. What a meal. Just fantastic sitting by the water. I think I've said it in pretty much every video I've done on here, but I just love being by the water. It's so relaxing. And I keep going on about it in this video in particular, but especially when we get the weather in Scotland. We don't get it very often, unfortunately, particularly this summer. So to be able to sit there with the sun shining, doing nice blue skies and look at the calm water, it's just so peaceful. Wasn't really sure what to expect of the food when I came here. Sometimes when you come to these places that are so luxury, they can be a bit pretentious, a bit stuffy, a bit stuck up. I've been lucky enough to be at a few sort of Michelin starred restaurants and stuff, and I've enjoyed them, but it definitely is a wee bit sort of uptight, and it wasn't any of that whatsoever. It was dead relaxed, still really, really nice. You could come here for a nice evening meal, but aye, it wasn't stuffy in any way, shape or form. The waitress, Ellie, I apologise if I'm pronouncing that wrong, was fantastic. Service all night was great, and I cannot fault a single dish. I genuinely cannot. Usually most meals I come away from, there was something that could have been a wee bit better, a wee bit nicer, wasn't seasoned enough or something. Nothing, not one single thing. The beef carpaccio melted in your mouth. Loved it. The braised short rib, I think it was what I had as well, was my favourite of the night. It was incredible. The porchetta that my partner had was fantastic, and the jus that came with it's one of the richest sauces I've ever tried, and the dessert was perfect. I was a wee bit stuffed. I done that for you. I was trying to make sure I seen a wee bit of everything, but it was honestly absolutely perfect, and it didn't cost an arm and a leg either. So great. If you're in the area, wouldn't hesitate to recommend it. If you're not in the area and you're from Glasgow like me, or even from Edinburgh, and it's a nice day, you want a drive to go somewhere to a bite to eat, perfect. And then you've got the shores of Loch Lomond right there to walk it off as well. So I'm delighted, and I genuinely can't recommend it enough. We're now heading up to the sort of main bit of Cameron House. I don't know if I actually said that before I went in for the meal. When I was showing you earlier, when we got into the main bit, it's no in there, it's along at the marina, hence all the boats that I've showed you. So we're just heading along there now. I'm going to walk in, maybe see if there's a wee bar, get a wee drink before we go back as well. So I'll take you with me if I go in there as well. We made our way along the panelled corridors to the Great Scots Bar, which is a whisky bar with over 250 whiskies. We sat outside in the balcony overlooking the loch, complete with heaters and froze, and this was a great end to the evening. So that's us back at the van. What a night. Loved it. Cameron House is incredible, lives up to everything you think it does. Really, really enjoyed it. Great. So we've got a baby free weekend. It's no really that late. I think it's about 10 o'clock maybe. We're going to go and get the heat done and get a nice early night and just enjoy a big peaceful sleep before we're up the Mora and we're away to our final place of the weekend, the Boatshed on Loch Goil. You should have probably all seen this before on social media. I've said it before on here. It's my uncle's place, so we've got a family connection there, but that's where we're headed tomorrow. So I'll catch up with you in the morning. Good morning. So it is Sunday morning. It's about 7:30 and I've just got up and I brought myself to the loch side to get a wee dip. Pretty difficult to get an access point. There's a lot of bushes and trees and stuff like that, but I've managed to come and find this wee bit just through here. So what I normally do is I normally go and get myself in the water, get used to the cold and have a wee swim about, and then I come back and get the camera and film myself walking back in and diving straight in for a swim. But that's not a true reflection of what actually happened. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to very carefully take this camera away me and let you see what it's actually like getting into the cold and some of the noises that actually comes out of you initially when the cold water hits you. It looks like it's another lovely day. I should have actually brought my sunglasses because the sun is actually bouncing off the water and it's nice and flat calm. So I'm going to wake myself up with a wee cold dip and I'll take you with me. So here we go. Now the last time I was in the cold water in Scotland was July at Loch Fyne, and so it's been about a month, just over a month roughly, so it'll take a wee bit of getting used to. And in between that month I was in Tenerife for nearly 3 weeks, so dramatically different. So this is going to be hilarious. I think I've only also been in my cold tub once or twice since then. What I tend to try and do is walk out to roughly sort of just above waist height and then dunk myself down for maybe only a second or two, and that'll get the initial sort of cold shock stone straight up, get your breath a wee bit as you're about to see, and then go back down, and then by then the shock's there and you're fine. I'm knee deep in the water now and it is cold, but it's no anything ridiculous. So aye, that's my sort of routine. It means you don't need to get out into too much of a deeper water, like fully immersed, and then you start to panic and stuff. It's very dangerous. So let's see how this gets on. And it gets deep pretty quick, and there's a wee bit of a wake for a boat that's sort of rocking up, so that's me about roughly waist height. This is my view, which is incredible, and I'm just sort of popping up out between these wee trees. So let's get dunked under, and this is what it's really like as opposed to just going in straight and diving straight in. So here we go, 3, 2, 1. So this isn't anywhere near as bad as my voice is trembling. This isn't anywhere near as bad as what it can be sometimes, because when you get to the end of August, in fact I tell a lie, it's actually the 1st of September today. When you get to the end of August, you've had all summer. Know that we've had a roasting hot summer by any stretch of the imagination, but the water heats up and heats up and heats up, so people start to think that when it turns to winter, that's going to be the water freezing. It's not really true. The little that it does heat up through the summer is probably at its peak round about that time, and then equally people will often think the water will start to warm up maybe like April, May when spring rolls in, but that's not really true, because it's been winter for months and it's been cold for months and there's snow melt and stuff, so that tends to be roughly when it's coldest. But same as ever, it's lovely, and when you're in, it's so good. And you have that to myself for my view. Sunday morning's pretty spectacular, and this is actually quite a nice wee shallow bay. Like if I stand up there now, again I'm only up to sort of waist height, so nice and safe, not taking any stupid risks. And then when you get a wee bit more comfortable and you've sort of knocked off the cold shock, you go for a wee sort of swim. I'm not a massive outdoor like proper swimmer. Like there's people that come out, like I seen somebody yesterday swam the lane for Loch Ness. That's not what I do by any stretch, so I'll go and put you guys back down, and I'll come and I'll get a wee actual proper paddle, run about for a wee bit, and I'll catch up with you when I come out. So good. So there we go. That was amazing, and as ever, you feel incredible after it. So a great way to set me up. So now going to go back to the van. I'm going to get changed and ready, and then we're going to head to the boat shed on Loch Goil. So I'll see you there. The Boatshed is known as Scotland's most scenic cafe, but it might also be Scotland's best short road trip. It's less than 90 minutes for Glasgow, but you can drive along Loch Lomond, Loch Long, over the rest and be thankful, and finally Loch Goil. So that's us arrived at Loch Goil. The rain's just starting to come on, so I don't know if I'll be able to actually get the drone up, which is a bit frustrating, but that's Scotland. We've just parked here in the overflow car park because it does get quite busy, but there is a main car park right here as well, and this is it. You can hire the boats out for here as well. So this is it, and this is the reason that everybody wants to come, is to get a seat out in the decking with that view. Probably one of the best cafe views in Scotland. So it opens at 10, which is about 10 minutes time. We'll go in and we should be alright to get a table on the outside. This is us here, and we've got in literally the first people here, so we've got prime real estate right here in the corner overlooking the loch. So I think we're going to get a bit of a feast here. We're going to get a couple of breakfast items, we'll have that, we'll let it settle, and then I think we're going to get a couple of the sort of lunchy brunch type dishes as well, so let's see what we end up with. I started with a rolling sausage. Doesn't look like much on the plate, but the link sausages were full of flavour and I destroyed this in settings. I also got the tall dark hot chocolate with cream and marshmallows. This was perfect as the weather was much colder than the day before, and this helped keep me warm while I enjoyed the views overlooking the loch. My partner went for the toasted waffles with syrup and fresh fruit. So that sort of starter breakfasty sort of thing was incredible. I got the tall dark hot chocolate with cream and marshmallows, and I went to Cocoa Mountain up near Balnakeil, and they claim to have the best hot chocolate. Very cleverly, that's what they name it for marketing. That one was better, definitely, hands down, significantly better. Loved it. The rolling sausage, I didn't even come up for air. I breathed it in. The sausages were so flavourful, really nice. And the waffles with syrup, not really my cup of tea. I'm normally not a sweet guy for breakfast, but again they were really tasty. Loads of fruit on them as well. So aye, good solid start here. We're going to have a wee bit of a break, let my stomach calm down, and then we're going to get some of the sort of lunchy items like the soups and the toasties as well. So looking forward to what comes next. Great start. I let my breakfast settle and wrapped up in the blankets the cafe to provide when sitting outside. We then got some toasties and a soup to share for our lunch. These come with a wee side of salad and crisps, which is a nice touch. My toastie was the haggis. This was packed with haggis and tasted great. The soup was a great addition on a cold day. We relaxed for a while, watching the boats before hitting the road back home. So that was a great visit to the Boatshed. I can easily see why it's so popular on social media. As I said before, it's probably the most popular cafe in Scottish sort of social media world at the moment with the views. It's probably the best cafe view in Scotland as well. If you know anywhere else, let me know. But that's this adventure finished. That was the last stop of the trip. I'm absolutely gutted as always to be leaving, but I've had a great time. We've ate until our hearts are content, and everywhere has been incredible, so hopefully you get to check them out. Make sure you tag me on social media and stuff if you visit as well, and let me know your thoughts. Once again, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, it massively helps the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.